Have you ever felt that you are stuck in an old identity or in a pattern, and that no matter how deep healing work you do, you are trapped in that pattern? Well, this video I'm gonna share my experience with being stuck in an old identity and how I break free from that identity. So to give some context, um, in 2023, something happened in a way that I kept moving from one place to another. So in 2023, I was in an apartment alone and I was enjoying my life. And then, out of sudden, the landlord told me to leave because they want to sell the apartment. And then I moved to another place, and then few months later, they asked me to leave. And then I moved to another place, and then the same thing perpetuated itself, and I was like confused. I was very confused. Why is this happening to me? I have already worked on fear of rejection, because this event triggered in me fear of rejection, that they don't want me to be in this particular flat, for example. And I have worked on the fear of abandonment. I have worked on the fear of unworthiness. So I have worked on so many feelings and emotions. I have processed them, and yet the the, the pattern still kept going and repeating itself. And one day I was reflecting on this pattern, and I asked myself, when did this start? Okay, and I immediately got like an image in my mind's eye when I was 2 years old. Okay, so in that year when we start moving from one place to another. All right, and reflecting back now, the first 10 years of my childhood, we were like moving from one place to another, and in my nervous system that was the familiar. And when I was reflecting on that, I realized that I am repeating the same pattern that I had when I was a kid. and that gets me thinking, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why this pattern is keep coming up over and over again? And then I was thinking about, and I was reflecting on all these events. What did I feel when the person tell me, for example, to leave? And then I was like, yeah, I felt rejected. I felt not wanted. I felt abandoned. I felt like I need to please that person to make me stay in their place, and so on and so forth. And then when I was reflecting on this, I remembered that one day during my childhood, this what happened, in a way that I was expressing myself, I was expressing my opinion and my thought. And then the father figure yelled at me in a way, and he told me that you're not allowed to talk, and this is not your place to talk, and that I need to go outside and whatever. So that particular event is linked to speaking and vocalizing my voice and speaking up to myself. And when when people usually ask me to leave, I would suppress the anger, I would suppress the rejection, and I would not discuss with them why do you ask me to leave? What did I do? Right? So this reflects the same event when I was asked to be silent, when I was asked to and when I was like asked to not express my opinion. Okay, so this kind of event has affected my stability in a way that I won't have a stable home, and this has affected my way of sharing my knowledge and sharing my voice. Okay, and the other aspect is that it affected me in my business and financially. So financially, it's more about like in the childhood there was like instability in finances in a way that one week we have lots of food in the fridge and the fridge is full, and the next week we don't have anything to eat. We just have we would have bread and milk for dinner. So this instability in money, that affected me in a way that I would clinch to money. Whenever I receive money, I would clinch it and I will hold on to that particular amount of money. I will not let it go because I don't want to unconsciously, I don't want to spend that money, because I don't want to be in that particular situation again, which is eating bread and milk for dinner. Okay, so these three events have the same theme, which is instability and unsafety. And the same thing applied to my business. So I used to clinch to clients, no, don't leave me. You can get this one, you can get that program, you can join that program. I'm gonna give you that program in a reduced cost, for example. So I was clinching, and of course they will not stay. The clients will not stay because I'm emitting the needing energy, not like freedom or free of choice. Whether you want to stay, you are welcome, and if you don't want to stay, you are welcome too, right? So this fluctuation and this instability in my life has affected me a lot in my life, especially in the past 10 years, I would say. So in the last I have recognized that in the past, I would say 4 to 5 years, where I recognized this pattern. So the point being that recognizing the pattern is the first step of healing and of processing those patterns. And for me, knowing that this identity, which believes that nothing stays, has been running on autopilot since childhood until until the last few years, right? So it was running the show, it was running my whole life. And that's why I felt like whenever I process the feeling of rejection, it won't work. Still, I'm gonna be rejected from places and be rejected by people too. So that made me feel confused. Why do I keep repeating this kind of pattern? And once I realized that this identity is the one that runs the show, I started processing this identity, and I started connected with my inner child, the little me who was 2 years old, who got dismissed by her father because she just spoke up, and the little me who experienced instability in homes in a way that she would move one home to another. So I developed this belief that nothing stays. The money doesn't stay, the homes that I live in don't stay, and people don't value my knowledge and my opinion, and that my voice doesn't matter. So when I process those emotions, things have changed in my life. People start coming to me and asking me for my opinion about things. that I have never thought I would be asked about. And the clients also, they are coming from all over the place, all over the world. Why? Because I have already accepted and processed the emotions of that identity and accepted that part of me. It's not about like fighting that part of me. No, it's about holding space to them. It's about learning the lesson that they are here to teach me. Because it because this is how we ascend and how we evolve and how our soul evolves, not by pushing and forcing change, but by allowing change and accept it, and by allowing change to be effortless and smooth instead of forcing a change and forcing to be somebody else, or forcing the things that are limiting us, or the things that are not pleasant, I would say, and don't serve us. Okay, so it's more about like reflecting what are the patterns that are running the show. So being aware of the pattern is the first step, that you have shifted from the unconscious to the conscious mind. So instead of that pattern running on autopilot, now you are aware of it. You can spot it in your daily life. Oh, now I am now behaving like the old identity, or now this doesn't support me, does not serve me anymore. So you can spot it consciously, and the next step is to accept it and hold space for it. Maybe that little child just want love, want a hug, want compassion. She doesn't want to yelled at. She doesn't want to be dismissed. She just wants love. She just wants safety from the people who are supposed to protect her. Okay, and that hasn't just changed my whole life, but the relationship with other people, in a way that I wouldn't be triggered anymore by their by dismissing me, for example. And I don't attract those people anymore, because I have already learned the lessons and integrated. So it's more about like integrating both spectrum, right? So the negative spectrum is that people reject you, don't value you, and they dismiss you. And the other spectrum is that people love to be around you, people want your opinion, and people feel safe around you. So it's more about integrating those spectrum and being in the neutral state, in the 0 point, not being in the negative, in the extreme negative direction, and not in the extreme negative positive direction. It's being in the neutral and in the 0 point. So I invite you to reflect on the patterns and to process the emotions and the beliefs that are running on autopilot. Okay, and especially when you work on your identity, when you work at the identity level, that's gonna trigger down effect on your behaviors, on your beliefs, on your environment too. Instead of normally, what do? We would work on the behavior and the environment, which is the conscious level, right? So when we work on the behavior and the environment, we would use willpower and we try to force the outcome. But when we work on the identity level, process the emotions, the beliefs, and the values, everything will change in our life, because the identities consist of emotions, identities, values, behaviors, whatever. So the identity that creates the problem is not the identity that will solve the problem. That's why you need to shift your identity. Anyways, so I invite you to reflect on the pattern and process the emotions and the beliefs. And there are so many ways to do that. You can meditate it, you can do breath work, you can journal it, you can use NLP and subconscious reprogramming techniques. Okay, so whatever you use to process those emotions, whatever is available to you to process your emotions, and most importantly is to not get attached with the outcome. Okay, just take it step by step, don't jump steps, take baby steps, it's all right. Most importantly is to feel yourself and feel the shift in yourself and feel the new identity integrates in you. Okay, and the old identity loses its grip on you. All right, and if you need any help to process these emotions, let me know and I'm happy to help you.